All right, little time for a little bit of an update. You guys have been helping me out like crazy, giving me all kinds of sweet ideas on how to get this working. So I thought I would give you an update of some of the things I've tried and what has happened. So you guys mentioned the air screw down here on the bottom, at the bottom of the carburetor. I went ahead and loosened the manifold here, took off the throttle cable on the other side, rotated the carburetor out, and put the air screw all the way in. Then I started it, and it ran worse. It really had a hard time idling at all. So I went the opposite direction. I rotated the carburetor again, backed the air screw all the way out, and it ran better. So let me show you how it's running now, and I'll explain what it's doing wrong. So go ahead and turn it on. It starts right up. So now you can see. So let me try one more thing while I got you guys here. Run-of-the-mill carb cleaner. I'm gonna spray it right there on the boot. No change in RPM. Look at the other side real quick. I think with that much, it should have made a difference if there was an air leak in the boot. So that's not it. Let me show you guys the spark real quick. All right, got the spark plug pulled out right here. I'll just go ahead and turn the engine over. There we go, it focuses a little bit. So turn the key on, and we should see a spark. So you guys probably saw that. That looks pretty solid to me, so I'm not too worried about that one. And the last suggestion I got was the possible, I think that's the CDI, if I remember right. Can't remember if that's the CDI or the regulator. And the coil is up under the tank. But let me start the bike and squeeze the CDI, because someone mentioned that it could be the CDI. Let me try that. All right, part 3, checking the CDI. So on, oops. It fires up. So I guess you want me to squeeze this? I only have one hand, so I'm gonna set this. I don't see any change in RPM. I'll just put my knee on it real quick. Then it still hesitates. Nah, it still dies out. It's starting to come back. Like I said, when I adjust the air screw, it ran a lot better. So that tells me that it was rich before, which is weird because I bought this bike from a place that it was at an elevation of like 5,000 feet, and I'm now at like 200 feet. So that didn't make a lot of sense for it to be rich its whole life. But I didn't see the bike run where we got it from, so it may have been rich the whole time. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think. Oh, let me describe what I was doing before. That's the other thing I want to tell you about. So when I went and rode around my yard after it was running better, I noticed that, like as you normally would with your motorcycle, you'd let the clutch out, give it a little bit of gas, and then you would start rolling forward, give it a little bit more gas, let the clutch all the way out, and take off. But when I do it with this bike, what ends up happening is I go to give it gas, and as I let the clutch out, it slowly just dies, and as I give it more gas, it just dies faster. Now, the only way I can get the bike to go and actually use it is if I rev it up like you saw, where I feathered the RPMs all the way up, then let the clutch out and take off. But it did get better with the air screw. So that was a step in the right direction. Now I'm just trying to figure out what the final thing's going to be to get it to run perfect, because my wife and I ride out on trails and having it die all the time is a real bummer. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks for your help, guys.